Now, I'm going to be tying the orange bodied daddy long legs. Now, I would probably say the orange bodied version is the most popular one. Basically, out the daddies I tie, I get asked more for an orange body version rather than the traditional tan, which is pretty amazing. So I get asked if could I tie one. I said, no problem. There's many sort of methods of doing these type of flies. I'm using basically the cylinder ones. This is a foam. This is the Wopsy close cell foam, and I just use the cylinder cutters. You get a small, medium, and a large. That's the small. There's a medium there, and I basically just drill it out and get the cylinders. Now to get the shape, it's using lazy. I like to just trim it into a point, just much like a pencil. And then to be careful at this point, just obviously a lighter, and then just lightly from a distance twirl it as you go, and then you'll see it practically instantly start to kind of tighten up, seals the end, gives you a nicer taper. So to tie it in, if you want to colour the end up a wee bit of pen or brown pen, then that gives it another look, but I don't think it much difference, to be honest with you. Now, hook, I'm just using a wide gape hook. This is the Short Shank Special Pulling Mill, size 10. Basically what it is a size 12 hook with a gape of a size 10. So it's ideal for like detached bodied flies like this daddy long leg pattern. Thread, now I'm going to be giving it a kind of tan coloured body dubbing. So I'm going to use a tan coloured thread. You could use an orange, it's up to yourself. I just normally use a natural dubbing, and I use the tan coloured thread to go with it. So this is the 80 from uni. Now I have waxed the thread. We basically just run down to the point of the hook. Now you want to keep the bend of the hook clear of thread or material. Much easier to catch and release. If you get your fingers in there, you'll not destroy the fly. Then we get our cylinder, our body. You're looking round about the body of a crane fly or a daddy long legs. It's a good inch or so. So we just tie that on top. Just a wee tad long to come in a wee bit. Good 3 or 4 turns. Don't be shy with the body. I tie smaller versions. I never get the body right. I've always got to kind of mess about to get what feels right. And there we are. That's better. Now I'm just going to trim away. Now you could leave this as the cover, thorax cover, but I like to use a flat if I'm going to be doing that. A standard flat foam. Now I'm going to tie in the legs. Pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. Just looking for a good 6, 3 either side of the body. So we just bring it 90 degrees from the stem, and the tips will line up and tear it away. And then encourage to lay either side of your body. You want a good length in the legs. So we tie it on the sides, and then as I say, use the body to force them apart. And there we are. Trim that away. Some wax on my thread. Tidy up. Now for the wing I'm using, this is a badger hackle. It's a kind of creamy coloured. It's just a cheap Indian neck, and I'm just using up these feathers for the wings. You could use cree, was quite good, but there's not so many crees about just now. So the badger is ideal. It's got the right idea of a wing. So the simplest way to do it is just to lay it on top of one another, same length. And then we basically tie it straight on the top, just slightly longer than the body. Just a couple of turns. And then just force them apart, so like that, and then continue up to the body. And the body then keeps them open. It's very easy to do. Trim that away. Now, so maybe a bit more wax on my thread. I'm just going to tidy this up. You want a good hackle on this fly, you want to keep it up. Now if you're going to put a thorax cover on it, with the foam. Just use a flat foam. You could use the round foam if you wish, but the flat foam's fine, it's cheaper. Now I've got a length here about 4mm. I'm just going to put a point into it, it's quite simple. It makes it easier to tie in. As I say, you don't need to do this, it's up to you. Make sure it's secure on the top and right up against the body. Now the hackle, we can just wind a full hackle on here, or we can, what I like to do is I like to put the hackle on and then put a bit of dubbing on the thorax. Now this is just a natural brown. This is from a Kirch saddle. The Kirch saddles, the fibres, the hackles, the fibre length is much longer. Now just tidy this up, get some dubbing, just a natural dubbing. This is just a basic rabbit. It's got a wee bit of UV, it's a wee blend that I like. So just basically what I do is I buy a rabbit fur, cut the fur away and then I blend it into some UV light bright or anything like that. Just lightly dab it on, just to tidy things up, just see where you are. When you wind onto some dubbing, it basically, it's very easy to control the hackle as well. It's up to yourself when you do this, it's not, you don't have to do this, you don't have to follow me. Then just wind the hackle. Nice, large hackle, long fibres, I like them long. Wind through. Just going to catch it in, 2 or 3 turns or so. Because this is quite a thin stem, I can fold it back. Make sure it's tidy. And I can break that off, it's easy to do. We can either trim the fibres away or make a space for the foam. Just bring it through, just stroking the fibres back. Do a couple of turns now, a wee bit of wax on there. The thorax, just what you do is you can give it a wee stretch. If you want it thinner, just a wee stretch out. I'll show you this. It's just a wee bit flat there, you can see. If it's too wide, what it does, so what it's doing here, it's actually causing the hackles to drop down. So what I'm going to do, just a wee tad thick this, get a wee stretch, and stretch the foam, and then you'll see the difference it makes. Just lifts up these fibres a wee bit better. There we are. Make sure it's secure. Tie in front. Just ignore it at this point, just get straight in and whip finish. Trim away your thread. And then what I'm going to do here is put a wee bit of varnishing first. It's easier to pull the foam back. Just applying it with this brush. All this is Verniers varnish. You can get the bottle with the brush in it. So, and then we can trim this. Just basically, the 2 or 3mm. I usually to the end of the. So bring the cells up to the eye and trim it. And there you go. And now, if you're pulling the fly, that will cause a wee bit of disturbance, as this fly does, because a crane fly is a terrestrial and doesn't want to be on the water, it wants to go off it. There we are. There you go. That's your orange bodied daddy in the daddy long leg size. Now you can tie these much smaller and they still work. There's good for hoppers or midge patterns. And I'll be tying what I'm doing at the moment is I'm putting together a box of terrestrial flies, and I'll have a few daddies, obviously different coloured bodies. Olive works well, having an olive body as well as a tan, brown, they all work. Even red's a good colour. So anyway, this is the most popular you could probably tie. I would say this is catches a lot of fish here. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoy the videos, Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.